This is the first time Jordan Peterson has spoken about this, and he makes it clear that there was much more to the Jubilee story than meets the eye.
I saw your Jubilee video.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got a story about that. I should tell you, just so everybody knows. I haven't told this.
He claims they have documentation backing all of this up.
We have the documentation, but decided to let it lie. Until now, apparently.
Right at the beginning, he starts to defend the people that he was debating.
I'm actually going to speak a little bit in their favor for a minute.
There were two different stories being told. They were told one story, he was told another.
The people who were arguing with me were told a different story than I was told.
Oh.
I was told that it was Jordan Peterson against 20 atheists. They were told that it was a Christian against 20 atheists.
That would make sense because Jordan Peterson has always taken this position. So if they were staging this debate as a Christian debating 20 atheists, Jordan Peterson would probably be like, why would I do that? You got the wrong person for that. So this does track.
And so that first young man, who was very disrespectful, he said something about me being a Christian. And I said, I didn't make a claim to be a Christian. And he said, well, what do you mean? This is a Christian against 20 atheists. You don't even know where you are.
Which explains why the title was changed after the video was released. That was actually the correct title that was communicated going into this.
So I don't know if that was a mistake on the part of Jubilee.
They did that.
Yeah.
Because I've heard other people come from there and say that they twisted like words.
Yes, it was appalling.
There is something, just at a gut level, there is something off about Jubilee. It's probably best to just steer clear of Jubilee. We've seen it a number of times. And I do think they have an agenda where they are trying to they would like nothing more than to have Candace Owens crumble, Jordan Peterson crumble, Michael Knowles crumble on their set.
I'm not happy with the fact that I was set up. I think that was staggeringly corrupt and also unnecessary. And it put me on a spot and made me look like a fool at times because I didn't know what the hell was going on. And it also had the same effect on the young people that were challenging me because they felt I was playing a crooked game, when in fact both of us had been misinformed.
This is a great example of just the power of how we see the world through stories in the frame. It just shows how two different frames collide.
Have you talked to any of the other kids since that day?
No. We decided
Could you walk me through the whole Jubilee thing?
Jordan Peterson's opening his mouth to clarify what they decided, and George interrupts and asks him another question. I wish you would just let him talk here.
We decided
Could you walk me through the whole Jubilee thing? Because when I watched that, I knew it wasn't right. I knew there was something weird there.
Well, I did. I walked you through what I know of it.
So, but where did you get the invitation from? From the Jubilee people?
Yes.
And when you got and you sat there, are they not letting you meet them?
They had offered me a number of potential topics, one of which was Jordan Peterson against 20 atheists. And I thought, I could do that. That might be interesting.
Oh, so do you think this could be like just a misunderstanding with crew members giving the people the wrong?
No, I don't think so.
It's highly likely that they were trying to maximize conflict. It's really, their format is not much different than reality TV, where you have the producers kind of manipulating the circumstances to lead to good content.
So you think they set it up to make it... Did they set it up to make you look bad? And they had an agenda?
I think they set it up to maximize the contentiousness of it.
Conflict drives story. That is a law of narrative. And they know that. They were just trying to maximize conflict, likely.
Like they maximize it so that for the viewers, there would be conflict because it's interesting for viewers to watch conflict.
And they weren't confident or in allowing it to proceed
organically.
Let's say organically or naturally. As I'm very unhappy about it. I think what they did was despicable.
That fits into the sponsor of today's video, Ground News. Ground News is an app and website that lets you compare perspectives on any topic with full transparency on the political bias, financial incentives, and credibility behind the headlines. Whatever the debate shaping our lives is, the narratives we hear can shape what we think before we've even had a chance to question it. Critical thinking is all about thinking for oneself to navigate the stories and the patterns that make up the world. We see the differences in these stories through the lens of the media. Follow your favorite topics or simply paste any article link in their search bar to find the full coverage on heated issues and swipe between perspectives to form your own opinion based on all the facts. Ground News was designed to give you back control over your thoughts. That's why they created their blind spot feed, one of the most important things to check before trying to have constructive dialogue with people who think differently than you. Go to ground.news/Smith or scan the QR code on the screen. Viewers get the top tier Vantage plan for just $5 a month. So it's a handy tool. How best to navigate those stories, that's where Ground News comes in. Yeah, I would just avoid Jubilee. It's like the opposite of what someone like Joe Rogan does, where it is an organic, free-flow conversation. It's not, oh, you ran out of time, they can interrupt at any point. You have people raising flags.
Right. And we've thought about reacting to it.
This is interesting because the fact that they did think about reacting and responding to this, because they claim that they do have the documentation to prove all this, but they chose not to until now.
We have the documentation, but decided to let it lie. Until now, apparently.
Yeah.
So
my 2 cents would be to blow the lid off of it. Don't just let this lie. You've let it sit, you've given it some time, but this kind of thing deserves to be called out. So
you can't decide a priori what words are going to come to you. Right? You can try to find the words that put firm ground under your feet and be content with them. So when people ask me that question, I guess partly because I'm leery of the question first. There aren't words that spring to mind that will satisfy an ill-aimed question.
yes, there are many people that would like to even see the downfall of Jordan Peterson. Imagine what it would feel like to be him, where you are aware of that. You people are hanging on to your words around this topic.
Well, it's simple. You say yes or no. It's simple, is it? It's simple, is it? The entire religious enterprise of the human race for the multiple millennia we've been pursuing our upward aim, that's all simple. It's not simple.
And I can understand people that find this type of approach frustrating. It's, well, just don't watch it then. I get it. It's whatever. But then again, there are many people, I think, resonate with this kind of thinking because they are feeling something similar. It isn't that simple for most people.
What does believe mean? Does it mean you go to the cross willingly? And if that's what it meant, would you say that you believe? Because that's what it means. So be careful what you claim to believe.
If we did have that certainty, faith, it seems, would cease to exist by definition.
We'll never truly be able to fully understand the knowledge that God has, right? So who's to say, how would we be able to come to the conclusion of what's right or what's wrong, or what's the right way to do it, or what's the wrong way to do it, which category we should be in?
It's just like living in accordance with a law. Like, you don't speed, so you don't get the ticket. You don't break the law because otherwise you get penalized. That's very different than if you don't know what the speed limit is, but you choose to drive slowly because you feel it's the right thing to do. Maybe that's a bad analogy.
Only God knows the real truth of it. So in your eyes, do you kind of see it in a way where you don't want to necessarily attach yourself to a certain category because you don't know, and we all don't know. The only person who knows.
Well, I'm useful not being in a category. That's a hell of a thing to say. But I'm trying to aid people in their understanding of these deep traditions. And to do that, I have to straddle worlds. And so I'm unwilling to give up that position because it seems useful.
My idea of God is going to be completely different than many other people's idea of God.
There's a Christian revival at work now in the West. Well, that's partly because people are beginning to understand the stories. And I hope that will continue. It better continue, because if it doesn't continue, all hell is going to break loose.
Yeah.
Right. You can see the signs everywhere.
Yeah, we just talked about it for the last 2 hours.
Yeah.
I wanted to examine this. It's less about Jordan Peterson's personal religion, and it's more about the shenanigans around Jubilee, the dishonesty of some of these media platforms.